Testing. Is the thing that we're on now? If my internet can survive. Okay, we are streaming apparently. Yay. Is it streaming the right thing? It is! Excellent! Right, hopefully there won't be too much background sound, but there was yesterday and it was awful. Should be fine though today. Have to see how it gets on. Right, so yeah, this I guess is also a bit of a demo of how to use FreeCAD. I'm not very good at it, but not been using it that long. I should have been more prepared, and my computer's being really slow. What's going on? But yeah, so it's not dead air. On the off chance anyone's watching, I am trying to build a 9F 210 British Rail steam locomotive for 3D printing. So yeah, I've got one of the driver wheels printed, and I've got a tender chassis printed, but not much more than that. I'm going to have a go at the boiler today, just as that seems something nice and simple. And is it going to work? No, I don't want to get started. File, new. There we go. Right, so I'm going to do this as a revolve, because I'm lazy like that. So I should have done the maths ahead of time. I'm also going to be lazy and do it as a solid boiler, as I have printed one before that had all of the tubes inside, and it pretty much, well, I ran off a memory stick because I was a bit of an idiot, but that killed off my, that killed the memory stick. So, as you're not going to see the boiler tubes, I'm not too fussed. So, on the drawing, the boiler diameter is 5 foot 9 inches. I've already got all these conversion charts worked out because it made sense. So 5 foot 9 inches is at scale 39 millimeters. That's the narrow end, so half of that is 19.5 millimeters. That then extends out to 6 foot 1 inches. That's 41. So not much of an expansion, but if you don't have it tapered it looks a bit weird. So 20.5, and the barrel length is... Where is the barrel length? Because I can see it on the drawing and it looks to be about 15 feet. I should have looked at this in more detail before I started. Oh dear. Oh well, you get to hear me mumbling on about not much in particular. Well, okay, distance between tube plates. Okay, it's 15 foot 3 inches, so I was about right. 15 foot 3 inches. 103. What a convenient number. 103. Okay. Something is apparently over. Okay, that one is not needed, so close that. Move to... Let's try the horizontal axis. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, that looks really boring. So, next up is the... for convenience, I think I'm going to print the firebox, which, as far as I can tell, is round the entire way through. So, let's go back to sketch on the original plane. I probably could have just incorporated this into the boiler, but it's a slightly different size, so might as well do it as a complete set of drawings. It also means if I want to edit any of it later on, for example to turn this basic boiler and firebox eventual assembly into a different type, all I need to do is go and adjust the numbers rather than starting again. So that's not especially helpful. Okay, firebox is that size. That's not particularly relevant because I need the smoke box. No, it does not list the smoke box. Okay, here's where it gets slightly less accurate. Because rather than using the official-ish drawings, I'm measuring it with a ruler from the drawings. So, 8mm is 18. Okay. So that line there is 18mm. And the firebox, smoke box even, to not confuse those two, is 22 and a tiny bit millimeters long. I'm going to call it 22. So 22mm is 49.6. I'm going to call it 50. And hopefully these minor differences will not add up to anything unpleasant in the outcome. So I've got redundancy, yep, close, revolve, in the other axis, there we go. So, it would be useful if that was displaying from the other angle, but it's not. This currently looks like nothing you'd recognise. Okay then, what's the next things to do? Do I want to make these hollow? It'll make them lighter to print, and it does mean that I can then fill the boiler full of weights to actually give it some heft, as the castle kit I have built recently, which is a very lovely one from Ace Trains. It's lovely, however it is very, very heavy in comparison to what I'm used to using. As let's just put this onto wireframe so we can see inside. Okay. Wall thickness is 1.5 is generally quite stable. There's a straight line. So there's a delete intersection tool. There it is. This is different to SolidWorks, which is why I always seem to mess this bit up. Is it? Am I even using the tool? Never quite sure if I'm using this right. Click on the line. Delete. Okay, yeah, that's why it's not doing it, because it's not an intersection. Just re-clarify that number. Clarify this one off the origin. I have one viewer. Hello, one viewer. I hope you're having a nice day. I am basically putting off doing any actual proper work at the moment. Why is that different now? It should be 103. There we go. Right, what is not locked? Ah, it's not locked in that direction. I should lock those two together. Whoops, no. There we go. So that is now the boiler hollowed out. And if I go on... Yep, you'll now see that it's got the hole in it. Need to do the same with the firebox now. For the firebox, I need to make sure it's going to intersect properly. Yeah, see, there we go. That wouldn't intersect correctly. So if I tried to print it, the firebox would fall out, which would be somewhat difficult and embarrassing, I'm sure. Right, delete that line. I have to go back and redraw bits of this afterwards. That line. Yeah, no. I am not especially skilled with this software, but I've only been using it for a few weeks, mostly for drawing not very, what's I'm thinking of? Not very exciting things. Well, I've made some signal posts for the Nottingham Model Railway Society for their Market Whittam. Is it Market Whittam? I think it's Market Whittam Railway. As when I was trying to use it, the part of me that is ingrained as doing signalling was sitting there going, there aren't any signals. How do you know where you're meant to, like, you know, where are all the limits of shunting? Because if I'm going to be pulling trucks and things around, I don't want to accidentally overrun or have to go back and move things. That is intersected nicely. Good. Let's update the drawing. Okay. Yes, this is one advantage SolidWorks has. Is, well, this software probably has it as well, but I've not found the option yet to adjust the things. So, there's the side view. That's looking a bit more like a 9F's. End view, top view. That's the one I'm looking for. So, put it back to that view. Next up then, I should probably do the front of the smoke box. So, same plane as before. And again, we need to do this as a plug to fit inside, otherwise it's not going to... Oh dear, that's not what I meant to press. So it has some strength. I could probably use this as a separate component. I'm gonna probably end up building 2 or 3 test ones before I actually do anything properly. I'm not remembering how to draw revolves. Well done, Rob. Let's just put this back up here. Get rid of that line, make that line horizontal. In fact, not horizontal, make that line intersect with this line. I need to actually open up my dashboard so I can see my comments and such. So I can... I've just realised I'm doing a live stream and I can't see what anyone's trying to say. There might be lots of insightful comments. Just loading this. Ah! It's Magpie! Hello! Right, okay, I can now see the live stream. It's a little bit behind, but that's not an issue really. That's going to cross that one. Now, let's see if I can remember how to do these lines. Something like that. Right. That should be perpendicular. Good. I am trying to practice doing more live streams, so I'm keeping up with that whole, you know, talking for a while thing. And just to try and keep me breathing, because if I'm talking, I can't stop breathing, in theory. I'm a healthy person. So, let's go back to the drawings, which, if I could be well, at some point when I'm doing some more of these, I'll tidy up my room and then put my webcam on so I can show you the drawings as I'm going. There's about 1.5 mm, which is... why is it millimetre? Actually, I can remember some of these measurements sometimes. 1.5... approximately 3 and a bit. Let's call it 3. Now I've been doing this with finding drawings and then making them into actual things for quite a long time now. That doesn't quite look right, but we'll see how it comes up. The drawing has gone green, which tells you that it's aligned correctly. What is that? That's yeah, horizontal axis. There we go. Right, that is a very basic boiler done. That lacks almost all of the important bits, like any of the furniture for the most part. Right, so top view. Sketch in the top plane. This is the single chimney variant. So in theory, I need to do this as a revolve. In which direction? Oh well, I can just rotate it back to where it needs to be if I need to. So, start at the top. That's... I'm going to have to put the hole through it afterwards. So, that down to there, wireframe it again. And so it's got the small cap, ledge, there's then a rounded surface on the inside. That's not the right size, but that's not important right now. And then there is a larger diameter coming down to the surface. It then continues inside the smoke box in that view, but otherwise... So I have two viewers now. Hello, second viewer. I hope you're having a nice day. I've already been to work, so I'm felt like being a bit more productive. That's almost looking like it could be the right size at some point. Now, the drawing is not particularly detailed on this bit. However, 2.5 is 5.6. And that's the radius, so that's 6mm or so across there. I'm going to call it 5, just to make it a bit more consistent with some of the extra steps and bits and pieces that need to be added. Make that... Okay. Right then. Oh dear. And it's done this again. So I'm going to delete that line. Do love this software sometimes. I need to put an extra line in. Otherwise it's going to try and put a tangent in, and that's not going to work. Now, can these two lines tangent properly? If you're not particularly interested in the subject, I'd imagine you'd find this really, really boring. But I thought it might be nice to try and do a bit of a demo of the software and make it look like I don't just make terrible jokes on the internet. I might be doing that later, but right, so 11.5mm from the front edge. 26. Okay, so 26 from the front edge to the middle? Was it middle? Yes. So it's 24. Which just sounds slightly inconvenient, as it's not quite centre, it's very, very slightly forwards, I think. Let's check. Yes, it's very slightly forwards. Is it? I'm holding the ruler slightly wrong. It's actually very slightly backwards. That's entirely what I meant to say the first time round. Well done, brain. Okay, this comes up a whole 2mm above that on the drawing. 2mm is 4.5.
Hello.
Hello.
You saw I'd make sure you couldn't monetize that by saying you go on the roof, but we'll be wrong. Anyway, talk to you later.
Okay, I'm doing a CAD stream at the moment. So thanks for that. I thought I'd leave myself in Discord so I could chat to people while I'm doing this, because I can't listen to music while I'm streaming, because obviously the stream can hear the music. What maths was I trying to do just then? Because yeah, so 4.5 over that is 22. 0.5.
Maybe in-game models for stuff?
Not in game. I'm doing work on what equates to SolidWorks. What have I done there? How have I done that? I'm just gonna run this and see what comes out, because that makes sense, right? Evolve.
Oh, keep up the good work, good sir.
Okay. I need to go into a different piece of software. So, part. He's gone now. Let's go back onto that one. Part. Revolve. Select line in 3D view. That one. That's not as centered as I was hoping it would be. Yes. Select shape to revolve. That one. There we go. Okay, now, if I could look at this in the 3D view, that would be great. Rotate left. That's not helpful. Okay. That needs to be a much sharper angle. Okay then. I probably shouldn't have let myself in Discord while I was doing this. Thank you, Coatrack. Okay. Let's try and get that back in where it should be. That looks a bit like it could be right. Make that 2 millimeters. And make that line to the top of the boiler. Top of the boiler, it's a firebox even. That needs to be a bigger number. No, it doesn't. It needs to be a smaller number. 1.2 maybe? Oh god. There we go. Something like that. Update. That looks more like it should. However, if we go to the front view, the front view, front view. There we go. It's not actually attached. So, although that is currently usefully correct, it is not sufficiently correct. So, let's go back to the sketch phase. Let's take that to 15. Go back to wireframe. Let's give that a solid number of 4. I probably shouldn't be trying to use this as a add-in revolve on this format, as it's not really meant to do that. As the shape itself is a bit too organic. That looks wrong though. Let's try that with 8. Yeah, closer. This is only going to be a very small shape, so it's not too important, but that just looks wrong now. Fillet. No, need to have a lined fillet. Okay. Okay. No. No, okay. This is the bit I like SolidWorks for, because SolidWorks has nice, easy features for that. Sorry, just looking at the chat. I've not thought of doing a Stephenson's rocket, mainly just because I quite like 9Fs, and thought it would be fun to try and make one. I might try one in the future, though. So, next bit then, the dome, which again appears to be a round one. So, sketch on that plane. It's nice and easy one. I'm forgetting how to do revolves again. I'm too used to SolidWorks. But this is helpful in theory, as it means I can train myself away from using SolidWorks. Now I don't have my educational license, which is one advantage very much of doing an engineering type course at university, is SolidWorks. I use SolidWorks to create a number of things that I will probably try and show off a bit later, if I can find some good pictures. So, need to not use the inches side of the ruler, as all this is calibrated for millimeters. So that's 2 millimeters, extending out to 4.5. Okay. So 4.5 out to 10. That's 10 where it crosses the top surface of the boiler, and then would keep going after that. So, space, I think, is the button for that. Is it space? No, okay, it's M. I remember how this software works. So, this line is... No, that's not what I'm trying to do. If I was better at this would probably be a more interesting stream to watch, but I'm not. No, that's not the scale measurements. Or is it? No, no it is. I'm just thinking in reverse. 4.5. That is... the same top alignment with that, because that's near the limit of the loading gauge. I'm the best at this. About 10. 9.5. So, that is 10-ish from the origin, which I've not measured before, apparently. Right, 9, I'll just call it 10, hope for the best. Right, 22.5, that is a number I recognise, good. So how have I got the number without having measured it before? 22.5. That should be online with that. Those lines are parallel. That line is parallel with the top surface of the boiler. Now, how far along the boiler is it from the firebox end? It is measuring from that line 21mm on the drawing, which is 26.52 from that end. That's not where my origin is though, is it? So measure it from the other end and that'll save you time. It is 24 exactly. That's good. 24mm is 54. Helps if I remember where the origin is. That makes it quicker. Right. That is in line with that. That is going to get pulled down a bit. So I don't know how deep this needs to go into the boiler. So that's all locked in sensibly. That is going to be... What's the nearest sensible number? 20. Okay. That should have locked most of this down. Okay, need to get that angle next. That looks to be 45 degrees. No, I have more angle options on the next bit down. 135. That don't look right. That does not look right at all. Okay. Alright. See how it goes. Make that free. Right, the drawing's all gone green. So that sketch, that line, okay. What? Yeah, that's not really worked. Hello, Oscar. No, I'm not going to be having Ailstorm on, as I don't want a copyright strike. Let's make those lines not parallel. It's actually surprisingly easy to stream. If you go onto your YouTube channel and go on to streaming, it'll tell you to download an encoder. I can recommend the XSplit broadcast one rather than the XSplit gaming one, even if you're doing gaming, and go from there. That looks a bit better. Is that actually correct though? It looks alright. Well, it doesn't, but it looks better than it did. This is all just a very rough one, just to get the shape down. Okay. Yeah, download XSplit, and then it should come up with a, you get a little window that looks a bit like this. Just gonna streamception it, can't do that for too long. And then, use that to run the stream. And, yeah. A whole 2 viewers. That doesn't look right, that's got an edge. Might put this into the export software just to see what it looks like in there to get a bit more of a feel for it. But for now, I'm going to put the hole down the chimney. Sketch. Wireframe. So I've seen a few models that have either like a pocket or very rarely an actual hole down into the firebox. Smoke box. Keep making that mistake. That's not the button, Rob. 24, not 14. And 4. Update, okay. And go back in. Guess that'll do. Yeah, I can't see this clearly enough. Okay, right. And once again the software's made one of those little quirks that SolidWorks doesn't seem to do. So sketch. No, not that plane. Sketch in that plane? I think that's the one. Let's check. Yes. Okay. Hope this is entertaining for the 2 viewers. Me clumsily using drawing software. Let's get back into that view now. What? Okay. If you could decide which one you want to do software, that would be great. Ah, this must be on a solid face. Alright, I'll do a solid face. Nah, not that one. Pocket. I have a sketch, I have a face. Can I combine the two? No. Okay then. It's doing it again. There we go. Not quite what the stream is for, Tessa, but you know, whatever makes you or the bot that is representing you happy. 24. Eventually, if I'm doing this competently enough, I might even try and get the chat window to display. Let's try 3 and see if that's going to do it. How is this not a solid? One advantage this software has over SolidWorks. It actually works. Right. Well, there is a solid there. Just going to tell you that for now, software. It'd be good if I could get this properly in the parametric view. As my main gripe with the software, it doesn't appear to have a alternate view mode. Okay, let's try this for the 3rd time, and then I'm going to stop trying for it. And probably go and do something more productive, like try and redraw the tender. Because the tender is being a right nuisance. Because every time I export it, my export software apparently finds that it has loads of like random fluff all over it. which is not productive. Why can't you? Fine, let's just see if this will work. No. Yeah. Okay then. It's going to play this game. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that then. Let's try going into part mode. Because part mode doesn't have a cutout feature, as far as I can tell. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm very fed up with the software already. This might be a bit of a short stream. So, mesh. Let's see if first of all I can just do a Control A, save as. Minor boiler 1. Okay, and then export. IF boiler 1. Okay. Minimize that, minimize that. I should have got this open earlier. Make a bot. Add file. 99999. There we go. Okay. The second thing I should have thought about is it going to fit in the printer? The answer to that question appears to be not quite. So yeah. The software is a bit like SolidWorks in the viewing modes. It's a lot easier to look around. There we go, you can see inside. So, assuming this actually fits in the printer, and I was to decide to print it like this, yeah, let's have a look and see what it suggests. Scale to fit. Just for the purpose of seeing what it's going to do. Ah, the fun of watching processing happen. The excitement doesn't start here. In fact, while I'm in the software, I will demonstrate the issue I'm having with it throwing random artifacts into the drawings, and then I'll probably end it there, as I've done 43 minutes, nearly 44 minutes. Then I'm probably going to play some video games, because when the software just doesn't want to behave, it's a bit demoralising, and I'm a bit tired. But I have most of the tender ready to go. I just need to either print some wheels for it or use the standard Pico wheels I have. Okay, that looks awful. Can I stretch this out a bit? Just get a better view. Okay. 755 layers. And that's not even at the size. And that would be 3 hours and 6 minutes. Just pull the layers back. You can see that's the printer just draws it up from the base, like so. But yeah, this is not ready to get printed, and yeah, not going to work like that. So delete that. Add the chassis. There you go. That's very exciting. That is. I think it's meant to have some more cross members, but there aren't clear drawings of it, so that's what it's going to look like for now. It also needs some extra bits adding to it, either in post or after I've made a tester. What I meant to open then was the body for the tender, which I will keep in this format for now. It's quite basic, could do with some more detail eventually, but again, this is mostly just for trialing, for seeing how it all works. So, run it through the simulator, and let's see what it can do. Okay, 4 hours 47 minutes, and if you look inside, it's now got those like plates across it, and the back surface is different layers, and just, yeah, I mean I could probably trim it out, but it's a lot of work I shouldn't need to do, so I'm probably going to have to redraw the entire element. Yay. But just for convenience, let's get the chassis as well, and I'll show you what it's meant to look like when it's all together. That's the back. Oops, center, right, the chassis I believe is 22 centimeters tall. No, it is not, it is 18. And that's not centimeters, that's millimeters. I can remember what I was doing a few days ago, honest. And yeah, this then lines up with, no, that's like so. So I'll need a the plate to go on the front, all the suspension, but I'm probably going to make some new elements, but again, I have some of the bits to hand. I can demo it quickly. Where are they? I need to sort this file out because it's quite full. Buffer stock 2, buffer 1B. There we go. These look quite small in comparison, but these ones I've made for coaches and wagons. On platform. That's about as near as I can get it. And I'm a bit lazy, so get those two elements, rotate them through the flat axis. Moving stuff in 3D space is always a fun job. It's going to move it in that plane only. Okay. Up we go. So copied it. Not that I can see. Okay. Control copy, control paste. There we go. And I'll throw in one of my really basic couplings, which I use for testing. Draw hook 3A maybe? Let's have a look. Yeah, it'll do. Oh no, not that one. That's the one I tried to do before thinking about, you know, doing it properly. 4A maybe? Yeah, 4A. There we go. 4A, because all the other ones look too the same. On platform, center, bring it this way, hopefully, where's it gone? Oh no, it was coming this way. Ah, that's like the worst stop motion animation. And up we go. There we go. That's really not great, but it illustrates what I'm working on. And this drawing is covered in artifacts. I'll work out how to fix that then. The only other bit of progress I've got is the wheels. The primary, well, the secondary wheels and the primary drive wheel, which has a larger counterweight attached to it. There would be, well, let's get those in the right places. There'd be looking something like that. I might need to make the wheel flanges a bit smaller, but yeah. Let's get these out of the way. Let's put the boiler back into the drawing. Boiler sits about there-ish. You got the firebox in this space. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave things there for today and try and work out how the software works before I try and show off how it's meant to work again. So yeah, hope you all have a nice day, and I'll probably be back on in a bit playing some video games. See ya!